16 years on the run after all that time being arguably the biggest gangster in the Boston area, and certainly one of the biggest in the world. For all the well, I guess for all the kids out there, maybe you're more into the movies. That was the role that Johnny Depp played, and that movie that came out a couple years ago that really wasn't that good in my opinion. Based off a great book, however, Black Mass, which is one of my all-time favorite books. But so we got that going on, and then they also said The Departed was a little bit loosely based off Whitey Bulger as well. So for those of you more into the movie scene, there you go. But Whitey Bulger dead at 89. The interesting thing about this is he was looked at as such like a, not folk hero is the wrong word, but he did do some good things for the community, and would help people out every now and then. And it's interesting how the kind of Robin Hood theme came around with him, and but just family members would get so upset about this because he was such a horrible guy and killed so many people. That it had a lot of people fooled for a long time too, and but when he was living in Boston, I mean, he was the man as far as when the mafia business goes. He was not the mafia. He actually ended up taking down the mafia, and then of course became an informant with the FBI, which is something he always denied. Even though it's pretty factually based. He was working with a man named John Connolly, who is now in prison, also I think in Florida, I believe. He was at last check anyway. But John Connolly was this up-and-coming FBI agent. Bulger was working with him, and they were trying to kind of take down the mafia together. And I don't know if you know the story. Bulger feeds Connolly some information. Connolly runs with it on the mafia angle, but therefore allows Whitey Bulger and his gang to get away with everything, and that's why Connolly is away now. So it's this wild story of that branches out. It's a crazy story. Have you ever read that book Black Mass too? I think I've mentioned it on the show before. The book, don't do the movies. The movies aren't that good. If you ever do the book Black Mass, you can get such a good. It's like a great lesson in not only the gangsters and mafias, if you're into that sort of thing in Boston, but it's also a great kind of history lesson. You get to talk about all the politicians. Whitey Bulger's own brother was the Senate president, head of UMass Amherst, head of the UMass system for a long time, William Bulger. So just an incredible story, and it's always amazing that his brother seems very composed, actually, every time he's interviewed. He's not interviewed much in recent years, but of course when he was the Senate president, he was the most powerful man in Massachusetts politics, and William also then became the head of UMass, and he's in front of cameras a lot, in front of microphones, and he's always asked if he should be in those positions with a brother who was wanted like Whitey Bulger was, and it's very, very interesting. So I know all the news stations today are trying to figure out exactly what happened to Whitey Bulger there in West Virginia. It is certainly a big story on a Tuesday afternoon. There is never a dull moment, it seems, in Boston newsrooms these days. I've been reading a lot this afternoon about a lot of the family members. It's strange to feel a sense of relief because you don't think of these family members as being, threatened or anything when an 89-year-old man is in jail. It doesn't seem too threatening, but it is interesting to hear the kind of relief that the families of the victims have that Whitey Bulger is no longer on this earth. So very interesting. Again, James Whitey Bulger, dead at 89, in a West Virginia prison, found this morning, 8:20 a.m., the prison saying, here as I read the full report as I talk to you. So there you go. And a lot of the family members, I guess, are just realizing this afternoon. Some of the news reports are actually breaking the news to them. So that tells me, I think, if I think about it, that maybe they weren't expecting him to die of natural causes immediately. You would think the family would maybe be a little bit closer to him or whatever, but and I guess the reason for the move to the West Virginia prison, his lawyer had did it for his safety, and that could be health related too, but dead after one day, one night in a West Virginia prison cell, Whitey Bulger. So crazy. We'll keep following that. I got the Twitter up here too. Twitter seems to be a good way to follow this. A lot of the newspaper writers who have such great sources in Boston on this story are doing a lot of tweeting. I'll try to watch this throughout the show here as we go. But crazy, crazy day as Whitey Bulger is dead at the age of 89 in West Virginia. The closing of a chapter in many ways in Boston gang life and Boston police life. There you go. On a much happier note, the last time we spoke, the Boston Red Sox and Los Angeles Dodgers were battling for the World Series. And it is over, and it went the right way. If you were living in a cave, now you know. The Boston Red Sox, World Series champions 2018. Unbelievable. What a team this was. We have a parade tomorrow, Wednesday morning parade, 11 a.m. I don't know how that works with the kids. I used to skip school to go to the parades, and it used to be cool to do that. Teachers used to kind of look the other way. I'm not promoting that. I don't know if that's the rule anymore. I should really have a student on today to ask about that, because I don't know if people are going to the parade. I don't have a student on today, so that's unfortunate. But, we'll figure it out on the back end whether kids went to the parade from Newburyport and Triton and Amesbury and all this stuff. But almost to the Patriots, they might win too. But the Boston Red Sox win the World Series. What a fun ride that was. It's just so much fun. My favorite part is watching those guys celebrate afterwards. I went to bed. I was not up for the celebrations, I can tell you that part. But it was absolutely crazy to watch these guys party in the locker room. Alex Cora, how do you not like that guy? Alex Cora just telling his guys that they were so proud of him, and they were all dancing and drinking and spraying each other with champagne and all that stuff. So just very cool. Guys like Craig Kimbrell, who actually kind of struggled in the World Series, but you gotta feel happy for them. Tough year for him. You might remember in spring training, Craig Kimbrell, his baby daughter had to have heart surgery, which is just any parent's worst nightmare. Helpless feeling, but she pulled through, and she was there with her dad. Dad was holding Lydia Joy, I believe her name is, the baby in his arms as he was doing all those interviews and crying. So that was all very cool. And a bunch of those older guys who had never won the World Series before. J.D. Martinez, not like they're old guys, but some of them are in the prime of their careers. But all those guys who have tried for a long time to get that ring, and they finally get it. And now another World Series comes back to Boston. Very exciting. It's amazing the run of success the Boston sports teams have had over the last 15, 20 years. Just pretty much going back to the Patriots 2001. Unbelievable run of success. You look at the list of championships, there is certainly no city like Boston, and no, you got to count Foxborough and all that stuff involved too, but no city like Boston when it comes to the run of championships. Just incredible to watch, and what a fun team this was to watch. I don't know how many of you made it up to the Friday, the night after Thursday night we had the show. Thursday afternoon we had the show. Friday night the Red Sox game, so the day after our show, that game was that 18 innings game. I am not sure how many of you made it up for that, but man, that was quite a wild ride. I actually fell asleep for it. I couldn't make it. I was in and out of consciousness, but that was the game they actually lost too, and I think a lot of people were saying just get it over with, but Sox end up coming back, and one of those veterans you got to feel good for is Chris Sale. What an outing from Chris Sale, getting those playoff demons off his back, and he ends up really pitching a great game, and good for Chris Sale as well, and good for the Red Sox. For those of you going to the parade tomorrow, 11 a.m. Weather, who cares about the weather, right? I don't even know if it's going to be nice, but 11 o'clock they tell you do public transportation, no public drinking and all that stuff. Everybody be safe out there. Big crowds, don't do anything stupid. They're very tough on people that do stupid things in those crowds these days. So, and again, don't skip school if they tell you. Really don't skip school, because you can get in trouble for that if there's consequences. So I don't know. I don't have the pulse of that these days. We'll see. Try to figure it out at some point. But kind of winging the guest thing today. I might bring Tyler on here in just a moment, because my guest has been a little bit in and out. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to have him or not, so I'm not even going to tease him, because if you don't know what it might have been, then you won't know who missed it. So I might bring Tyler in after this break. So let's do that. We'll talk about current events here in just a moment. Again, my name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. You can follow us on Twitter as I read all the news of the day here as we go, and read your tweets and all that good stuff. But follow us on Twitter at Joppa Afternoons. That's at Joppa Afternoons, Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. Keep it here. We'll be right back. It's Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio.
Elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. I said, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yes, what a wonderful day. Don't you know that I got a beautiful feeling? Everything everything's going my way. Cattle are standing like statues. Oh, the cattle, they're all standing like statues. Though they don't turn their heads as they see me right by. But a little brown maverick cute girl winking her eye. Look, she said, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yeah, what a wonderful day. Now I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. I like music, yeah, the sounds of the earth, yeah, like music. And he said, oh, what a beautiful morning, yeah, what a wonderful day. Yeah, now I got a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I got everything. Oh, I got everything. I got everything. Woo-hoo. Everything's going my way. On a beautiful day. Whoa, today is my day. My day is such a beautiful day. Such a day is my day. Oh, beautiful day. Yes, my day. It's a beautiful day.
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland, bringing in Tyler Newfell, the producer extraordinaire. We do this sometimes. We do a little talk show, which is what we're going to do today. It's been a very busy day, of course, on the news front, as I told you. I'll keep saying it, actually, in and out of breaks. Whitey Bulger dead at 89 in a West Virginia prison after just one night there. Very interesting. We'll see what the details of that were. And since the last time we talked, the Boston Red Sox won the World Series. I am now in control of the camera here. I like this. This is fun. I can do all sorts of things. There's Tyler. There's me. Hello. There's Tyler. There's me. I'm not as good at this as Tyler, so I'll try not to be annoying. How are you, bud?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good. Happy Halloween almost.
I know, right?
Do you get excited about the Halloween?
I usually do. Time's been a blur, though, for the past couple of months.
Yeah,
so.
it did kind of sneak out, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not prepared.
Yeah. You know what my big problem is? My wife and I bought candy. Mm-hmm. Lots of it.
And you eat it?
Yeah. Like a lot. Yeah. Like way too much. It's addicting.
I really...
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, God.
A yawn, yeah. That's good. You're like good for a yawn to start off the show. That happened last time, too. Must be a nervous mechanism.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been a...
Maybe you should get you some candy. You can get on a sugar high.
I'll just crash.
So what's the favorite candy?
It depends on the mood, but...
Chocolate guy?
Depends on the mood.
Wow, you're really serious about this.
I'm dead serious.
Okay. I'm good. You know what mine is? Guess. What do I look like?
Crunch guy. Crunch bar.
No. I know what you're saying.
Joy?
Do people like the crunch? That's really old school. A crunch bar? Like a Nestle's crunch bar?
Yeah, well, I feel like what is it?
Mr.
Mr. Good Bar is more the old school.
I guess so.
I don't know. Not a Crunch bar though.
If you
Okay.
well, I don't mind a crunch, but it's well, I guess I have two favorites. No, my go-to favorite is a Snickers bar,
Okay.
and don't mess with it. Like I don't want any of those.
You don't want it like
I don't
dark chocolate.
Yeah, like they have like marshmallow things. They have peanut butter. I don't want no.
Do you
Nope,
like it
nope,
cold?
nope.
Do you like it warm? Do you like it?
I do. I have heard this. I have heard this thing about like freezing the Snickers bar. I'm not into that.
No.
I don't want to do that. That's hard on the teeth.
Yeah. I mean, the peanuts are kind of hard.
Yeah, but it's not a complaint. So do you have a? Oh, here we go. I've been asking for this. Do you know what the don't cheat? Do you know what the trick or treating hours are in Newburyport?
Nope.
5:30 to 7:30. You never trick or treated?
I did.
Come on.
It's been a while.
That's the time you trick or treat. 5:30 to 7:30.
They used to do. I don't know if it was on Halloween itself, but you could go down to all the storefronts downtown,
Oh yeah.
and they would give out candy early on.
Oh,
I don't know if they still do it. Though.
I bet they do. I bet this would be like the perfect downtown to do that. I did not realize they did that in Newburyport.
It was really good. I did it. Oh God. I was 12 when I did that. So
All the businesses?
a decade ago.
Wow.
There was a place that had a chocolate fondue fountain.
Chocolate fondue fountain.
Mm-hmm.
How does that play out? What is
Well,
that?
maybe it's not fondue, but it was like a fondue fountain, but it was melted chocolate, and they gave you graham crackers and marshmallows.
Oh my god, that
It was
sounds
phenomenal.
delicious.
Loved it.
That is something I'd be interested in.
That was really good. But to answer your question, I'd say a cold not Snickers, cold Kit Kat.
Oh, you know what? Kit Kat. God, Kit Kat's so underrated.
They're very good.
I need to. We didn't buy any Kit Kats this year. You know what the thing is? You get all. You want to buy in bulk because you're crazy not to. You need like a lot of candy.
Mm-hmm.
So you buy in bulk, but a lot of like the same companies they put the 4 big chocolates or whatever under their name,
And you don't
and you don't want that. So
I'm so sorry. I'm
know.
exhausted. It's been a long weekend.
what'd you do? New York, right?
Drove to New York again.
That's right. You told us
that's all I do.
driving back and forth.
Yeah, so drove down there. I went to Mayapack, New York first.
Mayapack, where's that?
It's in Putnam County. It is near the largest Buddha statue in the Western Hemisphere,
Wow,
which is cool.
that is cool.
So I went rock climbing with a friend, and then we went out to a bar for a Halloween costume with a $500 cash prize.
Wow.
He was dressed as 3-Hole Punch Jim from The Office.
I fell asleep. I didn't have the camera on you. Sorry about that.
Oh, and
There we go.
I was Facebook.
Wow, you were Facebook. That was the Halloween costume.
That was.
How did you pull that off? Were you a Facebook page?
No, I was.
You weren't Mark Zuckerberg.
No, we were going for very last minute costumes, and we were just going on Jim costumes from Halloween episodes. So 3-Hole Punch Jim.
Oh, okay.
Facebook is just, he wrote book on his face. I just took mascara.
Interesting. So those do sound last minute.
Oh, yeah.
What was the big costume this year? What is the
I think the winner was Pennywise the Clown.
Pennywise? Okay.
I think that was.
That was the winner, but what's like the most common one? Did you see like any duplicates? There's a few people walking around with the same kind of costume.
There were a lot of cats.
Cats, yeah, cats are always popular.
There are a lot of cats.
Women
There's a
like the
lot of-
cats, don't they?
I mean, it's a popular costume. There was a few ghosts as well.
Yeah,
A couple of ghosts.
That's more old school, right
There
there.
was also a couple of mad scientists. They had like the lab coat
Oh,
and like the crazy hair.
you sure they weren't? What was the Breaking Bad? You sure they weren't that guy?
Could have been, but isn't he
Did you
bald?
see Breaking Bad? Wow,
I got halfway through season 2 and then I didn't really like
weren't into it really.
it. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people. I liked it a lot. There's a lot of people who did not get through Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard so many good things about it, but I don't know. I like the first 4 episodes with the Crazy 8 arc.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. And then it kind of goes down and it picks back up again. But then I don't know.
You don't have to explain yourself. It's
It
fine.
was very on and off, and then I'm usually not too upset with a lot of violence in movies, but it was really violent.
It was really violent. That's why my wife didn't like it too.
Yeah.
Too violent. Violence for the sake of violence.
Yeah, it didn't really serve a purpose sometimes. It was
Okay.
just there.
So you guys agree with that? You ever shave your head?
No.
Yeah, and I bet you don't plan to either.
And I have a a flat back of the head, so it's not gonna happen.
Bad dome.
Bad dome ski.
I get a bad dome too. That's why I don't do it. Long-haired guys. Did you know what the heck I was talking about when I was talking about Whitey Bulger? Kids your age, you probably if you got to get in touch with that, you got
one bad dude and he's dead.
One bad dude. He was a bad dude.
Yeah, I didn't know his brother was a state senator.
He was Senate president.
Yeah,
he was the most powerful man in Massachusetts.
Did not know that.
Yep, and William Bulger, very powerful man. Sarah can come in. You can wave to her. She's got information for us usually. What do you got here, Sarah? What is this? Oh, a
little flyer.
Nothing to really work the transition of Whitey Bulger to Halloween parade, like this particular show.
We'll find a way to link it.
But let's do this in a moment. But yeah, Senate president, and then he was the head of UMass, and a very powerful guy.
How long ago was this?
UMass was second, so it was later. UMass, I was in like early high school, so not that long ago. Yeah.
So like after.
Oh yeah, he was. His brother is. Say what you want about him. People will think he knew where his brother was or all that stuff when he was on the lam, but you gotta kind of take him for his word. He never really did anything criminally harmful, at least that we know about. So. It's a big family, but yeah, very powerful man. It was kind of like the two. That's an interesting storyline too. The two different diverging
Same
paths.
upbringing.
Yeah,
Very
actually,
interesting.
And Whitey had he was in Alcatraz when his younger years.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack, as they say. Again, for those of you just tuning in, I know a lot of people are kind of finding this out at weird times today, but I was actually running in here at the last moment because we were dealing with some news at the WBZ station today. Whitey Bulger passing away at age 89 after one night in a new prison, West Virginia. So, but yeah, the very interesting story. We're not sure how it happened. There's a few rumors out there. We won't go with any of them at the moment, but we'll see. Again, Red Sox World Series champions, and it's Halloween week, so Halloween tomorrow. We've been telling you about this. Sarah Hayden bringing in some information for me that I should get on the air. Newburyport and Amesbury, actually. Amesbury also has trick-or-treating tomorrow. Starts at 5:30 to 7:30. Similar to what we have in Danvers. I think Danvers is 6 to 8 for me, so I'm hoping I have enough candy. I'm not sure, as mentioned.
You didn't eat it all, did you?
Didn't eat it all, but we're doing a really good job. I don't know. The good thing is the dog can't eat it. The dog can't do the chocolate, so I'm tempted to give the dog chocolate. He can probably handle it, but I think it's the dark chocolate really that's bad for dogs. Do you know the answer to that? It's like poison, I think. But
I know a lot of things in households are toxic to animals.
Yeah.
Including lilies.
Lilies?
Are bad for cats, and I think dogs, but mostly cats.
Lilies?
Kidney failure.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
How did you know that?
My cat ate a lily.
And?
We had to bring her to the
Okay.
vet.
I didn't. I was hoping that was the answer.
Oh, no. Yeah, she didn't die. She didn't die.
Well, that's good. Well, I didn't know that. Well, I don't have cats. I'm not a cat person. I am allergic to cats, as a matter of fact.
Me too.
Yeah. And you still
dogs.
have them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't breathe, but it's okay.
Yeah. It's like being an asthmatic.
Also have asthma.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I technically do, but I think I grew out of it. I haven't had to use an inhaler or anything in
Eons.
many years, but I do carry it still.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I haven't used mine in a while, but I should be carrying it.
Oh yeah. So if you're trick-or-treating tomorrow, Wednesday, October 31st, bring your inhaler if you have asthma.
If you have
actually, there are
peanut allergy, bring the EpiPen.
Yes, I was going to say that. There's some real things you actually got to be careful of. Also, I read a story today. 60,000 kids each Halloween. 60,000. This number seems so high. But 60,000 people every year get sick. Kids get sick from mixing up medicine with candy. Isn't that weird?
On Halloween or just in general?
On Halloween, yeah. On Halloween. It's wild, isn't it?
I mean,
I wonder,
is there a specific medicine they're mixing up for specific candy?
No, I think it's just at home, It's like maybe you put the candy bowl next to the... I don't know how it all happens.
Next to your medicine bowl?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird. The number seems high. I wonder if it was... 60,000 seems so high. That must be yearly, right? Maybe they're just doing it on Halloween because it's a candy thing.
This is 60,000 a night?
I don't know.
That's
I'm gonna look
lot.
it up. I got to look it up. It's such a big number. It can't be right.
That's...
I must be doing fake news here. Let me look it up.
Yeah, look
I'm
that
gonna
up.
look it up.
When I was a kid, I went to the hospital a good amount because I was a dumb kid. I ate one of my grandfather's Parkinson
Really?
medication. I thought it was a Tic Tac.
Wow.
And they gave me like the charcoal or active charcoal, so it negates it.
That seems a little bit unfair to have that kind of medicine look like a Tic Tac, because Tic Tacs are delicious.
Yeah, I think I'm just an idiot.
Well, how old were you?
2 or 3.
I don't think you can be blamed for that, really.
Yeah, I still remember them like giving me the charcoal. It sucked.
Yeah, well,
That's scarring stuff.
What exactly does that do?
I guess it binds to the medication, so you just poop it out, and it's not harmful. It doesn't do anything in your body.
Okay, well that's good. I'm trying to look up this. So it's 2000.
But I think you have to get to the hospital quick enough, or else it gets in your system.
Okay.
I don't know if they still do that.
I can't find the story here either as I look it up. Not that I'm ignoring you, but I would love to know what that story was. I read it quickly this morning, and I don't know. It was early. I can't remember. Ooh, look at that. 40 Halloween costume ideas the whole family will love. That just popped up as I was looking for that.
What do you?
Family.
What are you going as?
I don't really do that anymore. Not because not because I'm not into the Halloween thing, but I don't go to, Halloween falls on a Wednesday. If you're having a Tuesday or Wednesday night Halloween party, I work just a lot earlier than you people, so
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I guess not.
And it's not really. Some people do it for work. I don't know. It feels weird for me dressing up for work. Do you guys do that here?
I've never worked Halloween here.
Never worked Halloween.
Well, no, because I've been at school.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forget you're such a youngin'. But I think you should do it tomorrow. You should come in as Facebook tomorrow. Reuse the gift. Come on in. Impress Sarah.
I might go for 3 hole punch, Jim. I might steal the other costume.
Steal the other costume. Excellent. You should definitely do that. Send me a picture, will you? I won't be
I
here
have to
tomorrow.
make sure I have a black tie, though.
Okay, we'll follow up on this Thursday, whether you came dressed for Halloween for work. A Halloween parade at the Bresnahan School. This was that info that I was having trouble segueing with from Sarah.
That's a weird transition.
Yes. It's at 1:30 tomorrow. Please come out and enjoy watching our students parade in their Halloween costumes. For those of you who don't know, the Bresnahan is right in our backyard. It's the big school back there.
Right there.
Right there.
Sorry.
That's my dog. That's the voice I do for my dog. It's the Henry the Hound voice. Hey guys. Hey. How's everybody doing? We're having a good day. Just a hound dog.
I don't know Henry the Hound.
I know. I showed you a picture. You can picture. See, I'll show Henry the Hound here. Let's say there's the. Show it for the people. Can you see that? That's my big hound dog. Yep, big hound.
It's a big pup.
Big dog. So we do the Henry voice sometimes. People think we're crazy actually because we'll kind of talk and pretend to talk about what he's thinking about and make us laugh as a family. But Henry doesn't really talk, so he does howl. He's got a big howl, Henry the Hound dog.
Yeah, dogs will do that.
They will.
It's okay, though.
All right, so again, Halloween at the Bresnahan School, Wednesday, October 31st. That's tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there, be square, 5:30 to 7:30, Newburyport and Amesbury, trick-or-treating. Wednesday night. Tyler will be out there, I'm sure. I don't know. You're not going to be out there.
I'll
No.
be applying to jobs.
You seem like you've been thrown into the adult world or something.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like against your will.
I was really happy not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I was just kind of cruising.
Yeah. What do you mean not doing anything? You're a hard-working man here.
I said I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, okay.
For
so
many
this does
years,
count.
it's kind of...
Oh, for many years.
It's kind of... Well, not existing. I was doing things that were fun, but I didn't have to, have a long-term goal.
You're like a year out of college.
Not even.
Not even.
Not even.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you can be too hard on yourself.
No, I'm not being hard. It's just...
You want it. You need a full-time job here. Is that the deal? You're gonna find a career? Is that the play?
Oh God. Yeah, I guess.
What are you gonna do? What do you want to do with yourself? Let's have these real heart
great,
questions.
Oh God.
Yeah, here I'm acting like 20 other people in your life or something.
This is the conversation at home.
It is
Every night.
So now you can't get
which
away,
is
huh?
fair. Which is fair.
Yeah. We don't have dinner. We could order dinner.
What do you want?
I don't know. What's good?
Hannah Japan's good, but they're closed right now from 2:30 to 5, and you'll be gone, so that won't work.
2:30 to 5, they're closed.
A lot of Japanese restaurants do that. I think also Thai restaurants do it too.
Do you eat a lot of the Japanese and Thai food?
Yeah. So my mom and my sister work at Brown Sugar.
Okay.
By the sea, and I don't know if they're closed from 2:30 to 5. But
Interesting.
I know like Thai restaurants kind of do that sometimes, and Japanese restaurants do it a lot. They have like a break between their lunch meal and their dinner meal,
I did not know that.
which is nice, but it's a
that is
pain
nice.
when you're trying to eat.
Yeah. What if you work strange hours?
Yeah. Or what if you're not working that day?
They're not worried about us.
No, but I respect that.
It is nice. That's like the those cultures that will do the make sure you take like the long break for lunch or
Siesta and stuff.
Yeah. And like, have you heard there's a push in I forget which countries have kind of experimented with it. I guess it's certain jobs within those countries too. But God, I was thinking about it. I had a 3-day weekend recently. It makes such a difference.
That's
like
fun.
you would not guess how big of a difference the 3-day weekend makes.
Oh, I have 3
You
weekends
know-
every week.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's phenomenal.
It feels like when you go back, it feels like you just had a vacation.
It does. It's so long and
But I don't think that's good. I think that's the way you're supposed to feel.
what?
Refreshed and rejuvenated.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
ready to come back.
It's great. The only downside is sometimes I'm not ready to go back. at
Well,
all.
yeah.
But it's long enough that
And then you only have, here's the kicker, right? Then you only have a 4-day week.
mm-hmm.
It's almost like it's Tuesday already by the time you're back.
It's great. I love it.
It's better than great. It is the way, I think it's the way it should be.
Yeah. Just stagger certain jobs, get more people.
Yep. I think when I get late in my career, like pre-retirement, ideally, I think I would want like my final like 10 years of work to be I don't know, 3 days of work seems too short. I think I'd want a 4-day work week. 4 days of work,
4 days of work.
3 days off. I think that's the ideal number.
I'd be okay with doing 10-hour days, 4 days in a row.
That's kind of like a, not quite a nurse's schedule. Nurses do what? 3 days,
They do like
3 12s, right?
12 or like 16 or something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Or
tough.
4 12. I don't know.
I think 3 is like they can do 3. I do know that. Yeah, maybe they must juggle it a little bit, but that's tough. Well, that's a tough job anyway.
Yeah, you kind of just exist between work hours, I think.
Yes, well, although that's one of those jobs that has real consequences.
It
if you-
does. No, like
screw
you
up.
got to be on the ball.
You screw up here,
Yeah, someone,
you might be bored, but we're not going to kill you.
Yeah, it's not like,
I don't think we are.
what is it? There's like all those studies saying, and also if you just talk to people, they say that the majority of time spent at work is like doing not like a lot of jobs are just work is just to get you to 8 hours a day or something.
Oh yeah.
I personally work all 8 hours, but
Thus the early show yawn out of you.
that's the early show Leon. But
This is late in the day for you too, right? This is your one of your last projects, or are you here for another couple hours?
oh, I started at 12 today, so this is the third
This is-
hour.
that's bad then. You shouldn't be yawning yet. Do you drink coffee?
I have to lay down when I drink coffee.
You have to lay down? What does that even mean?
I get really anxious.
Oh, heart starts beating.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Oh, you missed our music show last week.
I know I saw it though because
Oh, you watched it?
It was good.
That's cool. Yeah, Lee. Did you know Lee? Don't you?
Mm-mm.
I know Sarah did. A couple other people there. I thought you might have known him too.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a local guy.
Lee Biddle,
Lee Biddle. Good job on the
What
memory
was-
there.
Mellenbacher.
Think
so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right. He had the created name. A lot of people in the radio industry have the fake name.
I mean, isn't he just cut off the
Yeah, that's true.
end,
Yeah, but like a lot of people just take a different name, just for
just for fun.
Well, if you have a really hard name to say, and if like a lot of reporters in the industry will have a name, and if an anchor has to say that name every day, you might as well make it easier on the anchor. I'm trying to think of a hard name to say, but it's funny when I think of hard names to say. Only like criminals just popped into my head. And I figured that was like bad
Who are
examples.
you thinking of right now?
Well, the first name that I was thinking was like Jahar Tsarnaev, the marathon bomber. And I think about that
Oh,
because when I
yeah.
think about,
This is
I
name.
thought like we had to, when we first learned that name in the newsroom, for those of you who don't know, I work in a newsroom too, WBZ in Boston, and that was a crazy 3 days, and we're living through that, and little did we know those guys were buzzing around our neck of the Boston area too, driving around, creating all sorts of havoc. But driving around as we, with a few days, we're not sure who they are. Then we see the pictures. stuff eventually happens, yada, 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 and they catch these guys, and then we finally... Actually, the names came up before they caught them, so you eventually knew exactly who you were looking for. I guess from the photos, they ended up releasing the names, and then shortly after, they found them on that Friday night, I believe it was, if I remember correctly. Marathon bombings Monday. I think they found them Friday night, and
It was in Watertown.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy. I'll tell you a little bit more about that maybe in a minute, because that was a fun few days, and I mean that in the worst possible fun, like newsroom fun, because it's that's what we live for, the breaking news, but just such a horrible tragedy, you know. But anyway, so that name comes across, and one of our reporters literally gets it, and we go on with the breaking news. And it's one of those things, as a reporter, you just got to look at the name and you do the best you can usually, and nobody's going to hold it against you if you get it wrong on the first time anyway. But he goes on there, and if that spelling of that name is, it starts with a D, it's D, there's a D, there's a J, O, K, whatever, but it's pronounced Jahar Zanraev, so that was...
I actually didn't know that.
He went on and pronounced every letter. Actually, I'll say his name because he's a great reporter, and unfortunately we've lost him in recent years to cancer, but his name was Mark Caddick. Poor Mark had to deal with that name the first time, and he took the tough, what's that expression there? You got short end of the...
got the short straw?
Short straw. Drew the short straw on that one. Had to do the name first, but he did some great reporting that week, as did a whole lot of people in the Boston area. That's Chris. So that was. What do you remember? Where were you for that? Marathon bombings.
I was in the bathroom.
Okay, that might be a little bit too much information.
Yeah.
You were at home.
I was at home.
And how old are you then? So that's
5 years ago. What month was it? April.
April. Yeah.
17.
So you're 17. So you're in high school.
I was in high school.
You're a high schooler at home.
High school at home. Some of my friends were at the marathon that day because I did track.
It's an off day, right? It's Patriots Day, so it's an off day.
I think it was an off day.
I think we're off here. Massachusetts is off, or at least most of it is, I think.
Well, I remember getting the. I was actually coming out of the bathroom.
Okay. Still thinking too much information. You were taking a shower. Thank you. Okay.
And I came out of the bathroom and I saw my phone and it said like 2 explosions at Boston Marathon, like finish.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's...
So you were notified by your phone?
Yeah, and I thought, oh, like, that's really unfortunate. Like, I hope no one was hurt. But I didn't think, oh, like, it was a bombing or something. I thought it was, like, I don't know, maybe lighting or something.
Yeah.
Some electrical issue.
Yeah.
And then more stuff came in.
I was actually at the marathon as well, not close to the finish line. I was in Kenmore. But I was at my buddy has a bar right in Kenmore Square, and I kind of found out in a unique way too. I bet most people found out through the phone this day and age. It was only 5 years ago, so I think that is how a lot of people get their news these days, especially on a day like that when everybody's outside. And but I was actually in a bar in Kenmore Square, and that was one of the more unique moments that I've ever lived through, because loud, boisterous, people standing everywhere, tables all taken, and just one of those party days. And you look up at the TV, and everything is you can see the explosions, the breaking news, and it took everybody so long to react because you're talking to people. And then I don't know if it was me or the guy, my old roommate at the time, but one of us saw it. We were like one of the first people to see, like, is that happening? And then the place just got completely quiet. I've never seen a place just go. Whew. And on top of that, one of the things that will always stick with me is everybody kind of went outside, and a lot of people had other people either running the race or people that you knew there, so everybody's immediately concerned. Is everybody okay that we came here with? And my now wife and I, girlfriend at the time, decided to take off towards the finish line because, I don't know, I just wanted to go to where whatever was happening. She had her sister there. So we're walking, and that was the weirdest thing, though, for me, because we're going towards the explosions, and Kenmore, it's pretty close. It's not close, but it's, a little more than a mile.
I forget where the finish is.
It's Boylston, so Kenmore Square. Once you go through Kenmore Square, it's like that's your truck into the finish. That's your final
push. Dig
deep. This is the final push. And I remember walking by all the college kids, because all the colleges are there.
Yeah.
And a bunch of almost all those kids live in that's college housing, not officially college housing.
But that's where they live.
Yeah, it's BU. And I think some of the other schools too, but a lot of BU. So they're all out there, big partying on the stoops and all that stuff outside, and a lot of those people had not heard yet. So we have people running back from the finish line who are frantic, runners even, told to turn around, crying and everything, and nobody knows what happened. And then you have these college kids still that don't know the news that are partying out in front. It was a crazy, surreal thing. I'm looking around like, what in the world? Absolute madness. But that was Marathon Monday, and then it only got really more hectic from there in the next few days. That was a day 3 days where I didn't sleep. That was Drew yawning through that stuff.
That's heavy.
I know. Reminds me, you know what I think was on my mind? Because I think with the Whitey Bulger death, I think those are like the two big ones over the last 5 years. The Bulger capture, the trial.
Was that the same year? No.
No, but they were close. The trials were, I remember like within the same year, the trials were. Bulger was captured, what year was he captured? All within 5 years, I think. Let me look that up. I can't remember exactly when Bulger was captured, and I remember that too. That was weird because that happened overnight. I was working mornings again, and I just remember there was no like news teams in yet. It was that like weird kind of time of the day where it was like 1 a.m.
Like no
and
one's
word
there
came across out of San Diego. Yeah, where's it? San Diego. It was one of those communities on the West Coast. I don't want to. Maybe not San Diego, not Santa Clara. What was the name of that town? It'll come to me at the time this is over. But when they no.
Santa Barbara?
Yes, Santa Barbara. I think it was Santa Barbara. I hope I'm right on that. I'll double check by the time we're done. But that came across like 1 a.m. and I remember like just randomly waking up and just seeing it on the ticker on the bottom. Whitey Bulger captured in his apartment, and I was like, wait, what? We're just going to do that on a little bottom line scroll because there was no anchors there. You're waiting for the morning team, and the night team has already gone home. So absolutely crazy. But yeah, those are a couple big ones for me. And then the trials were just such circuses. You know, federal court, those big names, and no cameras. Federal court, you can't take cameras in. Mm-mm. Those were the Twitter trials because everybody was tweeting about them, and you'd read them on the radio, which is different.
Yeah. Well, you could do sketches, right?
You can do sketches, but
it's not the same.
You know, this day and age, you need the info. Mm. Sketches are good for like newspapers the next day when you're wrapping it all up, but when you're trying to get that stuff in real time, it's tough. Tough. You don't even have Twitter, do you?
Not anymore, no.
You ditched it.
I didn't use it.
Yeah, I know. A lot of you kids are that way. Instagram, right?
I'm thinking about getting rid of that too.
Really?
Use it.
Ditch Instagram.
Yeah.
This is like adult world Tyler. Getting a job, maybe.
Getting a job. Commuting hours and hours a day to different states.
You're tired, man. The music is going to take a toll on you.
It's taking a toll. We drove to so I went to New York, and then from New York we went to New Jersey.
What's it like with the band? Like, do you guys just pick it right back up, or is it sloppy at first?
I'm sloppy. I'll admit it. Which is funny because after the show, all my bandmates were talking. They're like, "Oh, we played that one song that, the new song, like really well. It was like, I think it's the best we've done it." I was thinking, well, I really.
There's no way that's the best I ever.
I was like, I was off the ball on that one.
That is funny, but it came together.
Yeah, it did. It was in Stanhope, New Jersey, which is, I couldn't tell you where it is, but
yeah,
kind of quiet town. Went into this small little bar, and there was, I'm so sorry. It was confusing because their website and the bar itself, it looks like a blues bar, and they're like, oh, we've had Muddy Waters come here, we've had Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's like, okay, so like a blues bar, and then all the other bands were like pop punk, or they were like pop punk bands.
Some big names,
which was an interesting. And we also are not. We're not blues, and we're not pop punk at all. And we were somewhere in between.
Well, they must like you.
Well, we had this guy that he got us a show once at a diner.
Oh, I think you told me the diner story.
Yeah, and then for some reason, our singer went back to him, and
was this a cooler gig?
It wasn't that bad. It was a much better gig than the diner.
Well, that's good.
The diner was strange.
So you rocked the place.
Yeah, no, we did well.
Good.
We had no, it's chump change for social media.
You're not in it for the money at the moment.
There was no money.
There was no money.
There was no money, so I definitely wasn't in it for the money. But we got, we got 10 followers on Instagram, which is,
It's good.
nothing, but for us, it's a lot.
Yep.
We don't get any, so that was big.
Got to start small.
Got to start small.
Cool.
And
When's the next show?
am I allowed to plug that?
Sure.
Okay. It is November 17th
November 17th.
at Arlene's Grocery on the Lower East Side in
I
Manhattan.
was going to say, it's not here, is it?
It is not here.
They're not coming to you still.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
I just remembered we haven't taken a break yet, so we're going to do that. Let's do that right now. We'll get you off. Tyler, thanks for coming on. I'm going to bring Sarah in to finish up because we'll talk a little trick-or-treating. I like her perspective. She's got some stuff she needs to talk about, so we'll do that.
All right.
And Thank you, sir.
Ciao.
Tyler Newfell. He'll come back on the producer side.
Mm-hmm.
Camera will be better after that. See, like, I'm talking now. Camera should probably be on me.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
It's not bad. There's Tyler.
He's okay.
There's me. See, I can have some fun again. That's when I'm in control. It's not as good. That's a little sloppier. We'll be right back. This is Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio.
How much do I love you? I'll tell you no lie. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How many times in a day do I think of you? How many roses are sprinkled with dew? How far would I travel just to be where you are? How far is the journey from here to a star? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky?
Hi, this is Glenn Guerin from Amesbury High School, and you're listening to WJOP LP Newburyport Joppa Radio 96.3 FM.
Joppa Radio 96.3 FM would like you to know the Parker River National Wildlife Refuge on Plum Island Turnpike in Newburyport always has a number of free, fun programs scheduled. For the latest schedule, call 978-465-5753.
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. It is the day before Halloween. This is not really technically Halloween Eve, though. Right, Sarah Hayden? It's not Halloween Eve until the nighttime.
Oh.
Right? Technically.
Maybe. I never liked Halloween.
Wow,
I like
you got
it
right
now
into
only because... I only like it now because kids are so cute when they come, and then I say, "Oh, what are you here? Take all the candy. I give as much candy as I can pile in." Well, two reasons. One is it was very, very dark where I grew up in Halloween. It was dark.
Scary
Okay,
dark.
it's very scary. And then two, my son had a peanut allergy all of the years of trick or treating.
Oh,
so
wow.
we would trick or treat, and then I take all the candy away, and it just wasn't so great.
That makes Halloween tough. So
Boo-hoo, Sarah was a bummer.
do people come here? Or is this you talking about your house candy?
That was my house.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you get.
No,
that's where the candy's.
I'm gonna go see the Bresnahan kids.
Yeah, that seems like fun. 1:30 tomorrow.
Adorable.
This little
Yeah.
note you gave me here.
It's adorable.
I was talking about very
thank
serious-
you.
I
Yeah,
was-
we don't want to. We need to get as much of the
He's
face
very
as
particular.
possible.
Yeah, he's very particular. Have you been overworking him? He was yawning today on the air. He was tired.
No, he did a big weekend in New York City
Yeah.
because he's a musician too.
Yeah.
He is a Fordham graduate.
Those
looking
guys
for an
tend not
amazing
to-
job in New York City. If anyone knows of one, has to be amazing though.
Those musicians tend not to go like right to sleep after they perform. You ever notice that? They like to stay up a little later.
I noticed some of my staff does not go right to sleep after they perform.
Well, who are we singling out here? Sir?
It's David.
Oh, David. Yeah. See, that's what happens when you don't. He had an offer to come on here. We were going to wish you all happy Halloween
the
as a
staff
group.
didn't want to
And
do
the
that.
staff is
The
not
football game is Friday night, though we do know that.
Yep.
Friday night home game.
towards the end here, right? Is it that game and then
Yes.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, I got that right.
Then will be 2 games. I'll be missing them because I'll be in Germany. So
That's right. When do you leave?
I leave Friday the 9th
Friday the 9th.
for Berlin. Actually, it lands in Iceland, then Iceland to Berlin.
Sweet. Excited?
What's that?
You're excited?
Yeah, I'm not crazy about transportation, but and I'm
Do you
excited.
like
It's
flying?
crashing specifically, but
yeah.
it will be great.
They
really,
say it's
really
safer than any other. I know.
Yeah,
with
I'm
ya.
just
I
gonna
don't
get
like-
on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Once the door's shut, I'm kind of.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
You're not driving that thing. You better not be.
I try, but they said back. Crazy passenger trying to drive plane.
Exactly. But Tyler and I, we were tackling some very serious subjects in here while before you
Oh.
came on. Whitey Bulger passed dead today.
Yeah, that's
Kind of crazy.
Well, what goes around comes around. That's all I know.
There
That's
you
what I heard. Rumor has it that what goes around comes around.
Maybe we will see. Nothing confirmed yet, but we'll see exactly how it happened. I am fascinated by this. It's amazing to me actually that sort of stuff still happens in prisons. Like it seems.
Yeah, it seems kind of old-fashioned, doesn't it?
Yeah, but then again, it's a place full of not great people.
Right.
So I guess that's how that happens.
Yeah.
But so we got that going on. Red Sox won the World Series. That was big. Did you watch? You
I
didn't
did
watch?
not
You didn't
watch because what night was that?
The clincher was Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the heck I was doing, but I was working.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
I don't know. They're late too. If you're working the next day, that's the problem. You
Yeah,
want-
I
actually-
did hear a lot of people at the pool on Monday say how
Screaming?
late it was.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, yeah, Tyler, I didn't even tell you this. You want to hear a funny story? There's 27 outs in a baseball game. You got to get 27 outs, right? So 24 outs, 8 innings. That's 8 of 9
I never
innings.
knew they had to get 27. Okay,
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
3 outs per inning, 9 innings. 9 times 27. So I saw 24 outs of the game. I missed the final 3 outs.
fell asleep.
The celebration. I couldn't make it through the 9th inning. I couldn't believe it. I woke up like 35 minutes later and they were on the field celebrating. And my wife.
That is a bummer.
And I had strict instructions to wake my wife up if she fell asleep. So what I did, and don't tell her this, I don't think she knows yet.
Nobody knows.
I rewound it and brought it all the way back and said, "Here, wake up."
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, that's funny.
Pretty clever, right?
That is very clever, but now she knows. But she may not watch this. Does she
Yeah,
ever
no,
check
she's
in?
working. I don't. She calls a lot during the show. I think she forgets that I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's more concerned about the dog.
Did you say, you have a nice dog. Did you mention the Friday night vigil
No,
at the congregation?
you did though. Tell us.
Yeah.
more.
Well, it's the congregation Akayam. I don't know how to say it. It's on Washington Street,
Okay. Is that why you wanted me to say it?
our synagogue
Okay.
in town.
Yep.
It's at 6:30, I believe. Did I write 6:30 or 6?
I don't think you gave me this note.
No,
Did
it's
you?
on the back of this one.
Oh, there was another note? I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. 6:30.
There we go.
6:30. So
Port
they'd like to have
Synagogue.
as much
Peace vigil. Is this because
yeah.
of the Pittsburgh? This is the Pittsburgh shootings.
Yeah, because
there
of
you
the,
go.
yeah. So as many, they'd like to have it as much diversity as possible, even though there's hard Newburyport. But you know what? I think anyone who can should go. We'll be doing football.
Some of these vigils and gatherings around the country have been insanely big. Just turnouts have been great. And it's been very nice to see after such a terrible story like this.
No, it's
people.
horrible. We have football. I was planning on going, but
yeah,
maybe they'll say something at the football game.
I read a story today actually about in Pittsburgh, a guy from Montreal, kid about Tyler's age probably, much considerably younger than me, but like college age, brought his acoustic guitar to Pittsburgh and was just playing for people on the streets, just trying to lift up spirits.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah, we've got to get along in this country.
Terrible situation. A lot of bad news out there.
Yeah.
A lot of breaking news too, but we'll end on the nice note. Halloween. Favorite candy bar?
Oh, chocolate.
Snickers for me. Tyler went with
Doesn't
Kit Kat, cold Kit Kat, frozen.
It doesn't have to really be anything except for sugar.
Okay, sugar
Yeah.
high.
Yeah, sorry.
no.
Now I know though. Snickers,
Perfectly
Kit Kat.
fine. You kids, you should probably trick or treat at my house tonight if you want any candy because it's going really quickly. We bought it too early.
Oh yeah.
So sorry about
I won't
that.
even mention about our candy.
Would you like to give out your address?
I do have
Everybody can stop by?
gluten-free candy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You and Tom Brady doing health stuff.
Yeah, gluten-free things. Well, because my son had a peanut allergy,
right.
so
Makes sense.
all the candy had to be turned back in.
Sarah Hayden, the boss. Tyler Newfell, producer. My name's Drew Moholland. Happy Halloween. We'll see you Thursday, everybody. Bye-bye now.